you notice about this bill right off the bat. For starters, it's 4 pages long, and that's all there is to it. So as a flagship bill that's representing the major thrust and the proudest moment of a government for the spring sitting of this fourth year of this particular legislative term, it's not filled with a lot of meat. The second thing that I noticed was, I talked earlier, when I talked to the throne speech, I talked about how we are moving away from manual labor-based economies and toward knowledge and creative-based economies. And I'm pleased to see that in this Act that's acknowledged. So when they talk about what the Council is supposed to be considering under its mandate, it does talk about expand existing economic, research, educational, and cultural opportunities. And it is about new market opportunities and international investment and improved communication and partnership, which is great. And it also includes tourism opportunities and cultural exchanges, which at this point I'll stop and remind my honourable members opposite that that costs money to do cultural exchanges. But so there was an understanding there that it isn't just about taking our raw natural resources and shipping it out of the country for someone else to process, which is a real frustration for me, that the government's thinking tends to be very much stuck in the 1950s when I think we need to move forward. This bill is going in the direction that I think we should be going into. But once again, it's a council that is appointed to give advice to the government. Now, in listening to what the minister had to say as she spoke to this bill, she was very clear that in the first year, all that was going to happen were the appointments to the council and some prioritization, sort of identification of issues they wanted to deal with, and some prioritization. Now, there is a sunset clause in this bill for December of 2014. So really, this is a 4.5-year program, and there's been no other details given. So we've got year one, which is the 2011-2012 year in which the appointments are to happen. There's some sort of list of issues it's going to deal with, and some prioritization according to what the sponsoring minister had said. And then it's silent. There's nothing more on what this is supposed to do in year two, which would be 2012-13, and year three, 2013-14, and year four, from April 2014 to December 2014, at which point you've hit the sunset clause and it's over unless it gets renewed. So I'm quite concerned that we would launch into something with no concept of what we're going to do for 3.5 out of 4.5 years worth of existence of this particular council. The other issue is there's no money attached to it, and when queried about it, the minister had said, well, it wasn't going to take that much money because the members weren't being paid, but any money that did need to be spent they were going to take from administration. One assumes administration in the minister's Ministry of International and Intergovernmental Relations. Well, the obvious question is, what's been identified that is superfluous in that budget that it can be cut to be allocated to this? And, well, this is just sounding a little last minute to me. That's the problem. It's sounding like something that got whipped up. It's not been anticipated in the budget. No one's able to tell us what's going to be foregone or what's going to be given up in that administrative budget in order to pay for this. There's no idea of what might be needed to pay for. So it does really sound to me like somebody dreamed this up a week and a half ago. Well, I'm sorry, you've got absolutely no detail that goes with it, and that's what's making me think that.